Damn, your boy's back, man.
No way. That is sick.
Like someone that's actually like has been in your position.
And I wanted everyone in the room to know like we're all the same.
Nah, that was very...
Today, I've been called to go back to uni. I went to Coventry Uni. I've done advertising and marketing. DMU, Leicester University, have asked me to go do a talk today. It's hosting like a panel talk. A weird one was I used to fall asleep in my lectures and asked to go to unis to speak about being your own boss and navigating life after getting a degree. We're going to film the talk. We're going to drop a lot of gems so people can learn how I've gone about things. Should be good. Hopefully you learn something new from this video.
DMU uni business and law.
How long have you been in your brand for?
I'm worse than you lot, my time management. I'm working. Today I'm on time.
Outside, man. Done a crazy talk. DMU uni. This is mad. It's been a crazy year, and the year's just started. This uni's actually nice. I didn't realise.
So yeah, we work for careers.
Cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's the poster I made.
Yeah, hard.
No way.
I feel so like official. We need to get a picture of this. Oh,
Welcome to Campus CEO. So today we're gonna go through building your business while earning your degree. If you guys scan the QR code during the whole session, you guys can ask some questions for Sheldon at the end. Today the objectives we're gonna go through is how to balance basically uni and studying with your business, understanding effective time management techniques, entrepreneurial challenges, solutions, and obviously get tips from building a brand, social media presence, and obviously at the end we'll do some Q&A. I've got a special guest. We've got Sheldon, director of Suave World. I'll play his video of his journey first before we get into everything. So
It's a bit crazy watching yourself back. It's a bit mad, but it kind of explains it. I make my content very real. I keep it to the point. I'm raised by Ghanaian parents, so I've been brought up in a way where you've got to remain humble, but you should also have a vision and a plan and stick to that. So for me, I think as I'm growing and seeing that people are catching on to my idea, I'm always going to stay grounded, but be very persistent with what I want to put out there. So I'm very serious with my work, but I also put a bit of personality, and I don't try and conform to society standards. I'm proud of who I am, where I come from, and I try and let that be seen in what I'm making and what I put out.
way before Suave World was even like an idea, like where would you say you were? Like in university, how was that?
I was like most people in this room. I only went uni because my older sister went, and then my parents were like, you should follow that route. I'm gonna go Coventry, you should go uni type thing. So I kind of went, but it's like a peer pressure. Like if I don't go, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna follow my friends and go uni. I what my sister's done and kind of please my parents. It's a good stepping stone into the world. So I think everyone that goes is great, especially if you use the resources in place. You can gain so much and a lot of life skills as well. So I'm kind of like, I wasn't really the most book smart. I'm a bit slow in school. I'm more hands-on, get things done. So uni was like a bit hard for me, I would say. I wasn't the best student, but I always knew my passion is closed, so I'll be able to navigate as long as I pay attention a little bit and take little things I could study them, advertising and marketing. So in the lectures, I hated all the massive textbooks, but at least when I'm listening, I'm taking little things. I would say I was just like everyone in this room, we're all the same. It's just how you navigate through and how you work and decision making. Every day, just take a step forward, then you'll see that, okay, I might get lucky on my 100th step. That's kind of how it goes.
Second year, like, paint a picture for me. When you did start Suave World, how was it like balancing idea?
Cool. I'll summarize it because we'll be here all day. First year I was with mixed years because I just decided to go late, so I didn't get the accommodation with like students my age. I was with third year, second year. So many older people, I was a bit like out there. The second year when I had my bubble with a couple of my boys and made new friends, we were in a house of 6. And then at that point I could see that we were kind of going to the parties, always caring about what trainers are dropping. We were kind of into that whole consumer market where we're just buying stuff with like maybe the spare money they gave us from the loans. Just kind of blowing that on just things I like, fashion and clothes. And that's kind of how I express. So our whole house of boys, we were always just, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Or we'll go on Depop, oh, there's this designer top on sale. We just kind of like, that was our fun. That's what we did. And then as we were partying and doing that, we realized the money was just dropping and we didn't have anything to show for it. So I think that was a life lesson where I realized I was given this free money that wasn't a free money, it was a loan. And I was so excited by that, I just spent it on things that I like. And I said to myself, this has to end now. Like, I need to think, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna work towards? And kind of stop my addiction of just buying things for no reason, just to have a perception to others that I'm someone, or I'm trying to get girls or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing, but
Yeah.
I was just buying stuff, trainers. I'm clearly into this stuff. So maybe the buying was a good thing, because it let me know this is what I'm passionate about. So something that's just like a hobby or something you spend your money on may be your passion.
Yeah.
So if you like playing games, this doesn't mean it's a bad thing to be a gamer. It means that you use that to now be a streamer, or use the gaming to now make content around that. There's a world out there where you can monetize your passion. Kind of an easy route for me that this is where I spend my money, this is what I want to now create and now be the owner rather than the consumer. Because I think it's good to be the creator rather than always be the consumer.
Yeah.
How I've realized this is my passion, whereas now a lot of people say to me, I want to start a clothing brand, but I think, is it your passion? If it's not, just forget it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that comes with any business you launch. Just have a passion for it and it will help you when it's really rough. This is what I like, even if it takes me 8 years to make some money from it. Just be a bit delusional with your passion and then it will click and then you'll just kind of go from there.
In your first 12 months, hitting that milestone must have been like crazy.
I think when you're doing well, you don't realize you're doing well because it comes to so many problems. Within 12 months, it was a 6-figure business. It didn't feel like it because you're still not working for anything. You have to reinvest your revenue consistently. I don't have investors, I don't have bank loans. I didn't take crazy risk. I just used the money I invested to begin with and just kept doing it over. So I would say that you're never gonna see or feel or think you're someone. You're just gonna be like, well, we got through this month, let's get through the next month.
Yeah.
And then you just keep getting through. So I think reinvestment is the most important thing. Because if I stop reinvesting and I make people excited by thinking that I've generated revenue, I would just be dead. And
Yeah.
now the business would be no longer. It's picking up, just keep putting the money back in. Because I'm not someone that I can just go and get funds from the sky. I had to just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I have to be very frugal. And again, that's luckily my parents kind of had that mentality too. So it was kind of natural to just be a bit tight and just focus on that rather than focus on, people will say, oh, there's this party holiday this summer, there's this thing. Just focus on your business, focus on what you're excited about or what you want to bring to the world. Even now, I've realized doing things that aren't to do with making money, they feel even more fulfilling than just, I'm doing this to make money. Now I'm doing projects just for the fun of it. I'm now doing things to like help people and take time out of my day from just, I need to make this. I'm not about figures anymore because you get numb to it. I'll be honest, because at the end of the day, in a business, it's all about putting the capital back where it began and just flipping it. And that's how any business can grow, personal shopping, anything. You need to keep flipping your money. Because when you don't, the funds will run out.
Yeah.
So you're very humbled knowing that the money don't grow on trees in a business. Huge companies, they're probably in a loss at the end of the year, but they just keep going because they know like long term we might get in the green.
How would you say you manage your time? Yourself back into uni, so how your day in life was?
At the start, I was telling people to send their jeans because I couldn't afford to make a bulk order. I told them, send your jeans to my house and I'll make them. Then now I've gone uni, I said, oh, I called my dad, like, could you do it the way they want it? He said he would try. And then obviously that did not work. He was on WhatsApp sending me the picture of the custom made jeans for the client, send it to the client. Deal works. And I said, what can I do now? And then I realized, okay, like you said, thinking on my feet, I was like, I might need to just produce this now because clearly this custom thing is not going anywhere. To get the bulk into the uni and then I'll just ship it after my days of lecture. So like you said, it wasn't like I was thinking I was even balancing my time. I was like, I have lectures all day. I'll go do lectures and then in between, whether that's on the way home, on the way there, normally I'll go lecture first, get that task done, come home, pack, stick, label, then go drop off at the local post office and come back home. So it didn't really feel like I was even balancing my time. It just felt so natural. That focus on the uni and the lecture and the timetable, that's always priority. Then out of that time, obviously they're giving you deadlines and all these things. I'll just take that little hour out to pack. Sometimes I don't know the actual words to use for these, the way I'm time slotting stuff. I was just kind of going with the flow. Just have to wing it. Full-time job, prioritize that. If you have uni degree, prioritize that. Then do any of your risky business on the side, because end of the day business is a risk.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. Play around with that in your spare 1 hour, 2 hour. You got away from it and just keep.
And you were working at ASDA as well, so.
Then when I went to uni, my parents said don't work anymore, focus on that because they know I'm not good at school. So they're like, just focus on, just get your degree. And they were like, forget money, we'll send you a little change here and there. But obviously the money they send you is going to be finished fast, the way we are. So it was kind of like, they send me £100 here and there, but man, the £100 is not cutting it. But at the same time, that's why they were teaching me that we're sending you enough money to survive and eat and live, but we're not sending you enough money to go and do all the other stuff young people want to do. So that's why the business was like, okay, let me find a way to just focus on building it up, and then eventually we'll get there. And I kind of enjoyed the process and the hustle and bustle. It was fun, it was something new. And school, I was always falling asleep. And then away from uni, I'm more active and able to work till late. So I realized that I must be someone in this lane, because when it comes to practical uni stuff, I'm not quite there. Just keep pushing through, try your hardest, and whatever grade you get, just ignore the grade, because the grade will just crush your soul and make you feel like you can't go achieve something else, which you can. So just do your best in all fields, whether business or school. You don't know which will work out for you. Just kind of analyze your own life. Don't follow anyone else's path, make your own path. I think that's the best way. Same for athletes, like you have to kind of figure out what it is that you're good at. If maybe some players, they want to be a striker, but the second they drop to right back, now they go professional, but he's now in defence. It's not going to look as maybe as cool to him. He wants to be a striker, but sometimes don't be the main person. It's good to be someone in the background that knows their stuff quietly and just get by. But I had to hop onto social media to help boom my business. I went from not being online to realizing that the market's changing.
We're going to get into that soon. So
Cool.
At the end of the day, once you go home, you finish uni now, you spent all the money on like going out and stuff. Add that up. You could have necessarily have to be a clothing brand or like anything. Even me doing my placement years, like you learn that it's very important to have a good balance of waking up early. Little habits you learn when you finish uni, it's real life.
Thrown in the deep end when uni's done. And for me, COVID took the whole graduation. Thing was online. So now, like, imagine now things are online, you're less inclined to even care. Sometimes I open the laptop, I'm cooking my breakfast, put it on mute. I wasn't hooked in. But like you said, if you're actually in uni and you ain't got all this COVID stuff, it's better. Just go in, follow your deadlines, follow your timetable, because that routine, it helps now when you eventually out. You can now take that and be like, cool. For instance, I'll say, okay, I'm going gym. After gym, I'm going to the office. I want to make some content. After the content, I want to get some new stock in. Let's stock count that. Let's put that on the shelf. Oh, let's drop the release this evening. Your day is just like crazy, and it's not as structured. You've got to kind of get that structure from your uni. The timetable is your real life. You're able to stick to what you promise yourself you're going to do today, whatever field you're in. And especially if it's in entrepreneurship, you're going to need to communicate with manufacturers. And when you've done that, you're basically in all departments. And then when you scale up, you'll be able to hire people in certain departments. So I think uni's more serious than everyone realizes. And I've realized that now that, it was actually beneficial going. And I don't think I would have done what I've done if I didn't. It's them little things that allowed me to have structure in my life away from it now.
The main challenge you've had in doing this?
Say one that's uni related, so the students can maybe see. I don't want to mention other stuff, we'll be here all day. Last few months before graduating and finishing, my dad called me and was like, your dissertation is due in May. And I can't remember what month we're in, let's just say April or something. It's like 2 months prior, basically I didn't actually fully, I said I started, but I was so focused on my brand, like you said, I wasn't balancing my time well. So he basically called me and said, cool. He just warned me that we need to talk again. Hung up the phone. The next day he was at my accommodation, like he left work early, drove all the way to Coventry, knocked on my door, went to my room, and we just sat down. And he basically said, it's good that you love your business and your passion and it's actually working for you. But for once, it's not always what you want to do in life. There's gonna be things that come into place that have to prioritize over your passion or your money-making scheme. And that was just doing my dissertation. But I was falling so away from it because I was so focused on that and I was so passionate over it that I was not, I don't care about this dissertation, this is long, I can't be bothered. Like, I was just not there, to the point that if he didn't come up, I don't know what would have happened, because he kind of reminded me like, I'm here to support and just push through. Talking to friends or family is so important. Now, I don't know how everyone's relationships are with their family, but for me, sometimes a convo with someone that you know has your best interest, whether that's whoever you're dating or your teacher, I don't know, but for me it was my dad that done it. But I don't know for everyone else who that is. But always keep someone close to you in your life, and if that's not a friend, it can be your lecturer, anyone. Keep someone there that keeps you accountable. Because when they keep you accountable, now you can get those things that you need to get done. And you show them, they can look over it, and then you feel accomplished in the end. Because at least I was able to do it. I got a 2-2, better than nothing. I'll take it. I got through, and I've moved on with my life. I've closed that chapter. But imagine now, I didn't get my degree. At least I wouldn't have that to my name, and that could come into place later in life. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
don't know,
where I'm going and what I'm going to do. So I feel proud of that too. To others, they might say it's not the best, but for me, it's like, you know what? For where my life and my path is now, I've not ever had a job besides working as and all those things. I never went corporate because COVID took away all the jobs and everything was a mess. So I just stuck to this, and now I'm full time in my own business. But at least I was willing to sacrifice that for a moment and put education above it. And that was such a challenge for me. I was really struggling. So I think just getting through that was probably one that people can maybe relate to.
Yeah.
I won't mention any business related things because it's just not the same. Don't be money focused. I've learned that if you're money focused, it shows in the way you create art, it shows in your designs, it shows in every little intricate thing. But if you're kind of like, I like music, I want to be a producer, and I want to create things I love, we can feel it, we can feel the energy, we can see it. So I think it's good to be passion based. And then just see if the money comes to that or not. I think live for yourself and not for validation or for other people to think you're someone special. It's kind of same like you said, you found me on TikTok. I didn't want to do that, but my sister told me to do it. And then now when I've started just being authentic, it connects and transcends to those that you can just see if something is what it is. And I think that's a good way to be in life, whatever route you take. And I tell them, like, some of my cousins who now see what I'm doing, they're all like, we want to do that. I tell them, don't follow someone's path. And when I've now spoke to them about it time and time again, they're like, we get what you mean, because now when we're researching what you're doing, we're seeing that there's like 100 billion roles that you're actually playing within that, some that they wouldn't know what to do. So I said, that kind of shows you that stick to what you like. And I always ask people, what do you like doing? And if someone likes doing things from traveling, gaming, cooking, I just say stick to what you like, because that's how you can get through life, and you'll also feel good at the end of the day when the day's done, even if it was a terrible day.
Because you're doing what you enjoy.
That's it. That's the cheat code.
Let's talk about building the brand and social media presence. So mainly, for example, let's talk about your TikToks. How was in your face on your brand? Because even when Suave World came out, I knew Suave World, but I didn't know Suave. So how was it doing like?
Because when I was starting, like I said, now I'm telling people follow your own path. I was copying those in my industry. Some of the bigger brands, the owners were blurring their face and stuff like that. So I just said, that's what I'm going to do. I blurred my face on social media, didn't show it was, and the business was still moving. So
I even remember that there's some pictures on Instagram were blurred.
That's from 2019, 2020 when I started. Then I think I'm in 2022 now. My business is going as good as it could go. Then my sister was like, I think you've hit a point where you've gone like this really fast, and now you're going to stagnate. So if you want to continue grow and getting bigger, you have to change what you've done the last 2 years, and that's now putting yourself out there and just showing people who you are rather than hiding behind the blurred face vibe you're going for. And for me, that was like I said, it was a challenge personally that I had to open up my personal life to the internet in order to expand. But I feel like if I didn't do that, I may have stopped, or my business may have tanked, because the internet and the competition is so strong now that you have to kind of put yourself
would you say
out
it's like
there.
important to be on social media?
If I didn't make the change like she warned me, I think the sales would have dropped. And if the sales drop, everything, the whole flow and everything would just kind of. I might say, oh, I need a job now. I need to work, because this is now a hobby. And obviously that's not the route I wanted. So I kind of looked at life like, this is what I want to do for a living. So I'm gonna have to become the king of it. So now I'm gonna have to learn how to do this. So I think, like we said, we always think we know what we're doing, and then things just change in the market, and that's in any industry you're in. Things are going to change fast. Now AI is here. I think everyone should probably learn like how to benefit so much from it if you're not already, because it looks like that's going to wipe out so much of the market as well. So it's good to be ahead of the curve. Take what you can from things. You can now use AI to help other businesses do their marketing. So you can basically pitch the businesses. I can help you with this side of it, this maybe your email marketing or this and that, and really and truly you're just going to use ChatGPT and write it there. And then you're going to probably make thousands of pounds a month. So now I'm seeing that the world is changing, and there's so much that people can do rather than create your own business, assist businesses small or big using AI. And that's literally the future. So I think there's tools out there. You don't have to be the brains. Give the benefit, get the results for people, work for free. That's how a lot of people that work for me now, they work for free for a 3-month trial period. They got the results. Now we can go 2 years, and now they're paid and they're getting good money. So it's just like, think of how you can help benefit someone and that can be your route. It's not always being at the top or being the CEO. I think that's overrated now. You have to be smart with it. Open your laptop and work from there. Next thing you know, you don't need a full-time job anymore. You're able to get 8 clients and they're all paying you X amount each.
For me anyway, especially being in university, like the reason why he's even here, I'd say a key tool genuinely is LinkedIn. And
for sure.
even as a university, also I'm a placement student, so we talk about LinkedIn so much, but it is so important, especially after university. It's so important to gain these connections and basically put what you're doing out. Even like if you want to start something, or it could be anything, any journey. Employers like seeing you like getting into what you're doing and seeing how like you care about your craft, and like even when you go into interviews and stuff, you can show them and ask for their LinkedIn, and they get your LinkedIn and they can see what you do, and it helps with even job application connections. Like Suavo, like I reached out to Suavo through LinkedIn. Like this whole thing would have never happened if I even didn't use my connections. So in terms of social medias as well, like you got your Instas, you got your TikToks and that, but especially for if you want to get into a good career, LinkedIn is very important. Like you said, you do everything and you still have LinkedIn. Like,
again, it's always my older sister. She's just like advising me behind closed doors, like, cool, you're mastering something, but go cover where you're ignoring. And I was always ignoring it because something always put me off the corporate world. I don't know why. I think I'm energy into myself and just take a risk. So everything in life is kind of like a gamble, but at least fuel it with love and put love into your craft, and whatever works out, you'll see from the wins and the no's and the yeses what it should be. But also, if I didn't get that, my life would be completely different. So then I'm like, maybe it's good I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it's good to kind of go with it.
Yeah.
And just go with your gut, go with your heart, and learn from the losses. There'll be a lot of losses on the way, but keep taking the punches. In the end, you'll be so strong, you'll take any punch that comes from any direction.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to put it.
So thank you so much everyone for coming. So I am gonna put the menu up. So if you guys got any questions, do therefore you can ask Sheldon. Anything he has taught you which you've applied to building your business?
You kind of mentioned one being timetables and following a structure, and then once you followed your uni one for so many years, when uni's over, try and create your own one, even on notes on your iPhone and stuff, like writing, on notes you got the tick box thing. You could just go on that and say to do. On my phone now, I'm still like to do, cool, I need to wake up, I need to go gym, I need to do this, I need to do that. I kind of just keep it simple. I don't use all the crazy apps. I use my notes and I tick off, and when I've ticked it all off, I'm like, or sometimes I use Canva and I make posters of things that I want to get done. Or even if it's travel, there's a lot of travel stuff I have to make content for. So I have to now go on Canva, create things to now look at, because I'm a visual person. So I think it all starts again from the timetable, and if your structure tells you, you got this at 9 a.m, try and fulfill it. If you have that energy to fulfill the thing you hate at 9 a.m. for 3 years, by the time it's over, you'll have that energy in whatever you do. And it's as simple as that, I think that's one thing I've loved about coming uni. Also, not only of what it's taught me, the network, meeting people, making friends. There's a lot of the people I met and became friends with now support what I also do. So I've realized that, wow, I've met hundreds of new people that have now engaged with what I do, and now they've become buyers as well. So that's helped on when things were slow, just having support systems. So kind of be out there, chat to different types of people, make friends. It does come into place later on. Now I've realized that if I stayed in my area, I wouldn't have been able to have the confidence to maybe make 1 or 2 new friends, which has led to a whole world of new people through one friend. You can now go and meet. So a whole world, there's a whole world out there through one new friend in your lecture hall or whatever. So it's just little things like that. The network that it has is very powerful. The timetable structure. What else? When it comes to reading, I didn't need to read much in marketing. I just knew it naturally. So when they were like, read page 300 I literally said, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not doing that. And I didn't need to. I don't know why, but I was able to use common sense because I studied marketing. It was kind of easy in comparison to certain topics. I find it's crazy, but marketing is very much general knowledge. So I was always able to make a point, evidence, analysis without textbook. I kind of just knew that was just what I was interested in. So that's kind of, I wouldn't say I was the guy writing the book. I was kind of like taking real life examples, applying it, and then maybe listening to one keyword that you put on the board. I'll write the keywords down and I can go from there. So I think there's a few buzzwords that you'll take that you'll be able to use. And then the last thing will be emails. They taught us how to do emails in uni. So
Yeah.
I've done that in my own business, replying to customers, and then now someone else can do that. So the first 2-3 years I was doing all the emails, and they just basically said put kind regards at the bottom and hello, comma to the name, the type of punctuality. That was one thing that I'm like, oh, it's actually good they taught me that, because I wouldn't have known to put kind regards and stuff like that, because no one really taught me to make an email. So yeah, those are a few things at the top of my head that I could think of. Yeah.
So I've got, what did you both study as it influenced your careers?
So advertising and marketing and
Business management.
I wasn't book smart and I didn't love school, I didn't find it interesting. But being sat in the lecture, you realise that passively, your mind is kind of taking the information in, and whether or not you think you're remembering it, I can see now that, oh, like, buffer stop, all these things, I now have these things going on, but I just didn't realise it.
Yeah.
So it's good to just sometimes sit and listen, write it down, you'll take something from it, and then you'll benefit later. When you least expect it, you probably have taken some information.
You got, how much capital did you start with when you began your business?
Yeah, this question is popular and it's quite funny. Basically, I didn't have much, so I put in 250. My parents gave me £500-600, and then they were like, put that with your 250 towards your goal. And then obviously, so people always say like, oh, how much you start with, how much you start, but they're not realizing that you just kind of need to figure out what it is you need, because if you're in another industry, you might not even need anything.
Yeah.
Because I needed a physical product. But if you don't need a physical product, you don't need any money to start most businesses. You just need to use free trials for half of these softwares and all these things. Shopify is free for like a month or two. Like, you don't need capital, you just kind of need to register it, get things going.
Yeah.
So you can start with less than £1,000.
Yeah. Any exciting projects coming up?
Yeah, I do. Next month.
Next month?
Just follow me, you'll see.
Okay.
Cool stuff. Global stuff.
Manufacturers would you advise for a growing brand?
Don't tell anyone I told you about.
You with self-motivation after taking losses.
You ain't got a choice in life. You'll be done, you'll be finished. If you don't make your stamp on the world.
I don't know, so how can you find it?
How can you find it? You have to look from within. If it's music you're interested in, you now start studying like, oh, do I want to be a producer? Do I want to do this? Or I like marketing. Do I want to be PR person? Like, you got to think what you like. So what would you say you like?
I like football.
There's so much there.
How competitive the market is. If I wanted to start a clothing brand, how do I differentiate my products?
Not the product anymore. It's who's making it and how they're posting about it and how they're going about it. It's now a storyline. Things are not the end product of this is a t-shirt anymore. It's like who's making things in a way that make people feel something. Storytelling, branding, packaging it. For instance, AU vodka came into the market and have now surpassed all vodkas in the why packaging.
Yeah.
Why is gold. AU is the symbol of gold. It looks cool, it looks different. That's why they're outselling everyone. I've tasted it's worse than half the stuff on the shelf. But that's because what? They stuck to the plan of, let's do something that's in a market that exists but doesn't exist. Let's make gold bottles. I bought a couple when they launched, I tried it, didn't like it, I never bought it again, but they've already taken my money and they're now gonna become multi-millionaires. So it's like, just think of what makes someone like myself see it on the shelf and think, oh, this is cool, this is different. It's all about being different. That's what it is now. It's not about doing what exists.
Working with people who are famous, how does that network begin?
At first you're excited, but you become numb to it. Now I see them as we're all human. So I've met some big people, we don't have to name drop, but I think they're all human and they all had the same challenges like my brother at the back that said. Like, everyone's had that. The half the people I meet, I ask them for advice, they're not giving me advice. But they're basically saying, it's all God's time and it's all down to how hard you work and how much you put yourself out there. Something will click and connect at the time.
It actually is.
That's how it works. So now I'm realizing that, oh, I don't really care about who I meet anymore. It's kind of just, they're all normal, they're all cool people, they all got their own story, we're all important now. I'm realized that. At the beginning I was like, oh my God, I'm meeting this person today. Now I'm like, it's just work. It's just.
And last question. When producing a service/product to consumers and just starting off, is it better to remain versatile or to focus on a niche?
I focused on denim jeans to get in the market. I had inspiration from brands like Amiri that were making cool jeans, so I saw football players and artists wear. So I basically took that, made it more affordable. Kind of took a bit too much inspiration from it. If you saw it, probably say this guy's copying me, but I thought of myself in the consumer's position. I thought I wouldn't spend £1,000 on this, and these designer brands are charging £800, £900, £1,000 on the product. So let me charge 10% of that for the same product, similar quality, but just for a cheaper price. And that's how I was able to get into the market. So I focused. That was my funnel: price, product, and then placing it on social media. So again, it links back to uni. Was it product, price, place, promotion?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But again, I don't think I'm paying attention. But whether you pay attention or not, it's gonna be there and it's gonna be in place. I hope it was good, man. I hope it was good. I tried my best. I tried my absolute best.
Yeah,
if you've got any questions that are not there, I'm here to answer as well.
Yeah.
Feel free. I'm normal. I'll chat to you. I'm just like everyone else. So yeah.
And I wish everyone the best, whatever they're doing. It might not be closed on, but everything. I hope this helps, just even if it was the littlest bit. So.
Yeah, I'll be here on the way out. Come talk, man. I'm here. I'm not in a rush. So that's what I'm saying. And I wanted everyone in the room to know, like, we're all the same. 6 years into it now. It's all, life is just like this.
Yeah.
I wanted everyone to know, like, we're all the same. We all start the same way. It's just how we kick ourselves out the run to go and get what we want from life. And that's all I wanted everyone to feel uplifted. I wasn't here to, like, talk too much about how I'm mastering social media or how the good things that I didn't want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about the struggles and how to overcome it.
Like this type of like environment.
Yeah, because it was natural. You know what I mean? So I actually enjoy it. And in this environment, it feels official. It feels like
I feel like there's so many like young black boys.
That's why I was like trying to talk to them directly. Back the one that's an actor, he said that he really enjoyed it and it helped him like navigate that call. I'm gonna go through some struggles, but as long as I stand strong and keep pushing, I'll eventually get somewhere. I said that's the whole point of today. I'm not here to. He's like, oh, I saw you on my TikTok yesterday, and then I said, forget all that stuff. I'm just like you. I'm here today to help.
Your TikTok go up 40 every day.
Every day is good.
Every day. That's
what we need.
No, your days of life. I think like, you kind of pioneered it. Not everyone does it the same way you do.
Yeah, that was one of the most humbling experiences ever. Like talking to students that were once in my position, trying to navigate through life and like better themselves. It was actually deep because sometimes as a business owner, you just think, I want to make money, I want to make profit. But I feel like as in the last year, I'm focused more on leaving my mark on the world and helping other people. And a lot of guys there even said, oh, for the hoodie I'm wearing right now that I created, your Eagle hoodie inspired it. My photo shoot, I sent your shoot to my photographer. I'm thinking, wait, I'm actually people's inspiration to help them do something, which I didn't know, to be honest. So I'm not saying that's an ego boost. I just didn't realize that me posting what I'm doing online made other people feel motivated to focus on their own brands and stuff. So I'll be real, it's a bit deeper than I realized. Like, I'm not like a content creator. I'm actually someone that's really just creating a brand and showcasing that, and then it's allowing people to connect and like love what I do, but also self-love as well, and get inspired to be better and do better. Thank you for DMU Uni for taking me in today. It's crazy, good experience, and a lot to come in the future. Back with a new vid soon.
Extra, this shit is hard.